We're mobile. Take Fox Sports 1350 with you using iHeartRadio.
KTDD Riverside, San Bernardino. Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. It's IE Sportsnet connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops right here. And we are also your official voice of those Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario. I just figured I put that disclaimer out there, you know?
Well, that's important, you know what I mean? You know, because like we say, man, Agua Caliente
Clippers of Ontario. And I think last night, I got to pull up the scores just to make sure. I think our boys, they were out in Reno, and I think they got that W. I had to take a look and make sure.
When I looked at it, I don't know. Maybe I didn't look at it right. Hopefully I didn't look at it correctly.
You know, I think you're right. I think they did take that L. Sorry, man. I get emotional, man. You know, yeah, I am, they call me Agua Caliente Clipper Brian. So I get a little emotional when I see that. You know what I mean? But, you know, we had some big things last night. Last night there was a big game over on Fox Sports West where they had Valencia came to town. And, you know, I'm a Downey Viking.
Yes.
And I have a classmate whose daughter goes to Valencia. She cheers there. And it's funny because, I mean, we used to look like the Vikings. We had a different color scheme.
Right.
Because we had USC colors.
Right. Which is weird. I'll say that. It's weird. Yeah.
Like I was saying, because we had USC colors, but Valencia, they have Minnesota's colors.
Right.
So they look like the Vikings.
Which I think is cool. Yeah, that's pretty slick.
And, you know, it's always interesting when you have a high school that's named after, like, they have the same mascot. It's a pro team. So what is the basketball team and baseball team supposed to look like?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Right. So that's always going to be a
Did
challenge.
you guys look like the Rams?
Yes. Well, we have, it was
just the Carolina Blues, right?
Yeah, Carolina Blues with the Ram on there.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. So that was how we did it. But, yeah, no, as you were saying, last night, really crazy night in football.
Heritage got to business last night, man.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I guess we hop into it. Because again, it's IE Sportsnet right here live on Fox Sports 1350, and we're talking about prep football CIF playoffs last night.
Playoffs?
Oh yeah, it was going down. And out the gate, we'll go because, you know, one of the things we have coming up. Well, maybe we should make the announcement first.
What's that?
When the games are.
What games?
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's start from the top.
Because you know what it is, but our audience does not.
Let's start from the top.
Okay, let's go.
The Inland Valley.
Okay.
Hall of Fame. Football Classic. Which takes place at A.B. Miller. What's the date on that, family?
If you're going to announce it, you got to know it. January 27th or 20th. I apologize. So that was going to be the 20th.
Yes, and then preceded immediately thereafter by the Riverside Sheriff's Association.
But first, no, it's 215s first.
Oh, well, yes, excuse me, you're right about that.
Yeah, see? Come on now.
We're in order.
Come on now.
The 215.
Right.
And we're talking about the 215 freeway, which separates Riverside and San Bernardino County. And
don't separate it, just run through them. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man, you know.
You know what I mean? But, yeah.
You are really dumb.
It's the only freeway that starts and stops in the two counties.
Guaranteed. And so what we'll be doing is that is our private school / small schools game. And that will be taking place first on January 27th.
That is correct.
And that's going to be at Norte Vista.
5 o'clock kickoff. We got smart this year. So that game's going to start at 5. The big schools will start at 7:30.
Yes.
So we gave ourselves
a little window,
a little cushion there.
Yeah.
You know, and we may even push the big schools back a little bit. So I think 2 hours should be good.
I think we should be good.
It should intercept. But you know, high school coaches are, they have a system and they want to get out in the field and stretch an hour or two before. So we'll see how that works out. You know.
Yeah, but either way, 215 will be going down again. Last year was our best game, and then immediately thereafter will be the Riverside Sheriff's Association football game, which is going to be the Riverside County All-Star game, which really gives a chance to highlight all of Riverside County. And I believe we separate that between the east and west side. Am I correct?
Yes. So I call it like the Temecula Valley team against the downtown Riverside team. How Coach Esposito over at that used to be at Paloma Valley. He's the guy who set up the borders. I'm when I moved out here, I moved to San Bernardino County, so I call myself a San Bernardino County guy. So
okay.
I don't understand how they're listed, because I know with Coach Esposito, he had kids from Temecula Valley all the way to Palm Springs. How that works, I don't know. And then you had all the kids down in the Riverside Norco area on one team.
Riverside City area.
Yeah, the Riverside City area. So how that works, I do not know, but it worked out. You know what I mean?
We made sense of it. A great game last year, and we're looking forward to that. However, right now we're talking about last night was just, I was all over Twitter. The games were just going on, a lot of games. But we'll just start out with, and again, you can find all these scores live. Up to the minute scores live on IESportsnet.com. And Lancaster Baptist Eagles was at Bloomington Christian. These are the Ravens.
Uh-huh.
And Bloomington Christian took that L. Lancaster came out there, gave them the business 56-22. Who you got up there?
So when you look at, like you said, when you go to IESportsnet.com, Norco, it was they at the end they tried to make it respectable. But Norco's score was 35-70 against those visiting Valencia Vikings. And then Upland, I do not. Every year they reseed the teams, and they're trying to make it competitive, even the landscape. Norco got the luck of the draw this year, because last year they got bounced out of the playoffs pretty early. But
right.
they were really young last year.
Yes. And
those kids are growing up. And the scary thing, they're Division II this year. Scary thing is those kids are going to be back next year.
Yes, they will.
So, we had one of our listeners, when we put the poll out, said that they think that Upland team could beat Centennial. If Upland keeps playing like they are, they'll have that chance next year, I'm sure.
Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah, you're right about that.
Because I know they're going to get bounced up on this.
But you were saying about that Norco score, I'm sorry.
On that Norco score, I thought I put it out there. It was 70-35. Valencia came out here. They I think they were upset by the distance, having to come all the way from Magic Mountain to the Inland Empire, so you can see they took that aggression out on the field.
Yes, and then we also had the Valley View Eagles took care of business, knocked down the Pacifica Mariners 59-28. And we also, Rancho Verde, excuse me, who looks really good this year, Coach Steinbrenner has him over there playing.
Yeah, they're getting in work.
Yeah, has them really playing well right now, and they've just kind of kept the momentum up. Rancho Verde Mustangs took care of business, 55-27 against the Hart Indians.
Now, one thing that I'm looking at, when we looked at setting things up, when we talked about Centennial, of course, you talked about Centennial scoring?
No, I did not.
Centennial 77-34 over the Murrieta Valley Nighthawks, and I don't even think it was that close. But that game sets up a game. It's like, usually a rival is a team that you have in your backyard. You're in the same league or something. But it looks like Centennial and Bosco are becoming rivals because they play again next week.
Yeah, and that's going to be crazy. You and I we saw this materialize. We were there when Josh Rosen was there, and we kind of saw the beginning part of this, of their rivalry, quote unquote. And so this has been something that's kind of been, it's been bubbling. And
I think they played for last 4 or 5 years against each other at least.
That's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, we've seen. Because you got to think, Josh Rosen is a sophomore right now.
No, junior. He's a junior at UCLA. This is his last year. He's a junior at UCLA. This is his last year.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a junior.
Okay.
He's a junior.
I'll let it ride.
Because the first year he had a good year against SC. Last year he was hurt, and then this is the third year. This is his third year at UCLA.
I'm gonna let you ride with that.
Believe me, trust me, because I'm happy because he's gonna be gone.
Right, because he's been beating up on.
He hasn't beat SC. I mean, he's 0-2 against SC. Okay. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But you were saying?
All right. Well, today, we don't.
They will not get it today. Today is a very important day.
No, it is.
In the history of Southern California.
I digress.
Football.
We also had.
We have to fight for LA.
We also had. That's right. Go over and get mugged. Do I want to go get mugged, or do I want to go get a latte?
You know what, man? When we were kids, I would agree with you. But now, when you get off that freeway, it's totally different now when you get off that freeway.
You're right about that. They don't play around there no more.
Regentrification is what they call it.
That's what they called it, man. What that means is kick out the natives.
Right.
But what we did also went down. Again, we're talking CIF playoffs.
Playoffs?
Yes, indeed. Inland Empire football. We had Ukaipa Thunderbirds traveled out to
T-Birds.
Traveled out there to deal with the Paloma Wildcats, and they were with the business, man. The Wildcats took care of business, beat the Thunderbirds 56-21. And then we had Kaiser, who, as you were talking about, who kind of was rolling a little bit, but fell to Rio Mesa, the Spartans, 28-63. 63 points put up by the Rio Mesa Spartans.
One thing that I really like is I'm just looking at the brackets, and like we said, when you look at the Division I bracket, you still have Centennial in that Division I bracket. Division II bracket, you still have local schools. You have Upland, who did their work. You have Heritage still in the Division II bracket. Looking at the Division III bracket, you have the Rancho Verde. And then in Division IV, you still have some teams. Cajon's in Division IV, so they're going to make it.
Well, you didn't talk about the Cajon squad, though, man.
Oh, I'm just looking at the brackets. And then Downey is still in the Division IV bracket, too, because
they'll probably lose. Bro.
They won last night. So just in case anybody wanted to know how the Downey Vikings were doing. But Cajon won 42-21 over San Juan Hills.
Yes, and San Juan Hills took that L. Also, another that we have to make sure we highlight, Apple Valley, the Sun Devils, took care of business, beat the Montebello Oilers 59-28.
And you know, I have a guy that I went to high school with. He's I don't know if he's on the coaching staff, but I know he's a part of it. And he was saying this is the first time in Apple Valley's history that they've ever gone this far.
Oh, wow. That's big.
So that's pretty good for them.
Yeah, certainly. And then also we have Moreno Valley, the Vikings. And big shout out to the Moreno Valley School District. They were up late on Twitter, shouting out all the Moreno Valley District schools. So big shout out to Moreno Valley School District. They were putting it in work that last night. But at any rate, the Vikings fell to the Aquinas Falcons, who are, man, these boys, I don't know who wants to get on with those boys right now. The Falcons 56-7 over the Vikings.
And you know, you said that Paloma, it looks like Paloma beat Yucaipa.
That's what I was saying.
Okay. So Paloma beat Yucaipa. So that's a big game for them. So Paloma is still in the they're still in the brackets, and you know, Coach Esposito had he's no longer the head coach there, but he had a lot to do with that.
And oh yeah, certainly. You got to make sure, because you know he's the reason why a lot of those kids are there. But let's talk about what division are they in? Paloma.
Paloma's in Division. Let me pull that up right now. Division 5.
Division 5. Okay.
You go.
I got Coach Anthony. He's well aware.
Look at the basketball guy. Step up, man. Look at him, man.
He just rolls his hand up real nice and easy.
Yeah, he's like Godfather moves. I don't need to speak.
Five.
But I need to be heard.
But yeah, so you know, a lot of what people are talking about right now, especially with Rancho Verde, a lot of the talk is they got a good squad, but they've now, since they haven't really kind of got over that hump in terms of this winning, they've had big issue with Citrus Hill in terms of football the last couple of years. But now they're in a different division. So
to his credit, this is Steinberg. He's just getting there. Because before that, you had Coach Duffy.
But you got to think, Steinbrenner has been there now for 3 years now.
But I'm just saying, I get you. But, you know, in the coach's life, and Coach Anthony can talk about this, the third or fourth year that it's their guys and it's their system.
I want to be clear. No knock on Steinbrenner at all. Coach Steiny has definitely turned around the program there. I mean, I've heard it from the coaches in terms of just how they're doing it right now. But again, just to be candid, they're in a different league. I got you. The talent level at the league they're at is different.
And once again, you listen to IE Sports on Fox Sports 1350 with Coach being eternal. And like what I was saying is about that is I know Duff was when I think he won a CIF when Duff was there. But Coach Stein, this is his third year. He's really starting to get his people going. Division 7, when you look at Division 7 playoffs, Don Lugo is still in there getting that work. So Don Lugo.
Big shout out to Don Lugo, though.
Exactly. We got to get them in. They beat on yesterday. They beat Yorba Linda 41-24. They're in Division 7. And then when you look at Division 8, that's where the Antelope Valley. That's not really an IE school, but Antelope Valley's getting it in, and our guy Silverado is still getting that work.
Yes.
Levi Taylor, his dad's a great guy. They won, so they're over there in Division 8. So they will play in the, I think it's the semis. So they have Grace Bethlehem. I have no idea what that is, but they beat Garden Grove 35-20. And that's the one thing that I've noticed. You know, when you look at these playoff brackets, when you look at Fox Sports West, there are a lot of schools from the Inland Empire that are really going deep. And, you know, you can speak to that. When you were growing up, you know, in the 60s out here, they really didn't get a lot of talent out here, right?
Well, if you say the 60s, we were the Inland Empire was that we were hogging at that time. So you don't want to talk about 60s, 70s, Inland Empire. Matter of fact, into the 80s, truth be told. I mean, you know.
Well, that's when Bruick.
Yeah, that's when you had that's when Ramona. Polly,
Right.
Rubidoux.
Right.
Those boys are real then. So,
Right.
yeah, the 90s was where we kind of started to nosedive a bit. At any rate, no, but it's really been a blessing, man. We've been really looking at some of these teams really starting to become, powerhouses. Rancho, Cucamonga, you got Upland. The Baseline League in its entirety has really done great. Rev, Coach Brewer Jr. Out there with Redlands East Valley's doing some really special things. I mean, I still remember that time we went out there to the game and we got a chance to check out. We saw Rev take that that championship. So
Take that.
yeah, it's been a great thing, man. It's been a really good thing, and I'm excited to see it for the. I'm looking for us to pull it out now. I'm looking for Upland to come through in D2.
Right.
I'm looking for Centennial to come, and that would be a big deal if we sweep D1 and D2.
Yeah.
That would be big.
And then you have one thing we got to shout out to. Speaking of the Inland Empire, Aquinas is still in it. They're in Division 9. So they won last night. They beat. I think you talked about that Moreno Valley.
Oh yeah, they beat the Vikings, man.
Yeah,
and put up 56 points. So that they're putting people on notice that we're the real thing.
They're not the Inland Empire, but Palm Springs is what county?
No, Aquinas is that Palm?
No. I'm saying they're not IE, but Palm Springs is in what county?
Riverside County.
There you go. So Rancho Mirage is in what county?
Okay, good call. I see where you're going. I thought you were talking about Aquinas. I was like, hold on, brother. But yeah,
they beat Arroyo. So
yes.
Rancho Mirage.
Yeah, they're and big shout out to the Desert Valley. I want to say whatever their publication is out there. They were on that last night as well.
So they're Division 11.
Yes.
And what I'm doing now is big ups to Max Prep, man. I'm going in there. They got all the good stuff on Max Prep.
And I know Ramona's in there. They're like Division 21. I mean, we're still trying to work that out a little bit. I don't know how we got down that low, man. But
so and a big game tonight. Big Bear takes on Patriot. And that's the Division 12.
And now I'm gonna ask you this: where is that game? Because that's gonna be a big deal.
And here's the funny thing: it's at Big Bear Middle School. So
really,
they play their games at the middle school, which is interesting. Well, but it's small school.
Well, I don't know if have you ever driven? You've done
I've been by Big Bear Middle School.
No, I'm talking about the high school because the high school is like almost on the nose of the mountain right there.
No, I have not.
Oh yeah, it's a real. I mean,
is it like Rim?
Yes.
Because I know.
You know what? Okay, I apologize. That's Rim just right there on the edge right there.
And Rim has a beautiful stadium.
They have a great stadium.
Yeah. Because
how they're not playing over there, I don't know.
Yeah, because when I was, that's a rivalry. Rim and Big Bear, that's a rivalry thing. And the thing about it is Big Bear and Rim are probably about 40 minutes away from each other. So
and they both fighting over the same polar bear.
Right. Because the funny thing is I had to go to Big Bear. And then I had to go to Crestline. And you're thinking they're up in the mountain. That's almost an hour away because of the curves and the winding.
Let me tell you something. I've gotten lost over there. And first thing, they was looking at me like,
yeah, what you doing here? What you doing here?
You lost, boy?
Yeah. And then, the funny thing is there's Big Bear and there's Big Bear City.
Yes.
Big Bear City is unincorporated.
Right. Well,
Big Bear is the city.
I'm going to tell you what I am going to do.
Which is weird.
I'm going to tell you what I am going to be doing this year.
What you going to do this year?
Guaranteed. I'm going to be out there. I'm going to get my ski board. I'm going to get my ski and my snowboard on. Guaranteed. I've done a little skiing. I haven't done any snowboarding. So I'm gonna definitely do that. I'm gonna do my snow summit. Go out there and parlay out there.
I hear is a place that it's not in Big Bear, but it's the one that when you're going to Palmdale.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, it's
I know so you take it the same way you're going to Palm. Is it right? That's not Wrightwood. No, is it Wrightwood?
No, you're right. Ridgewood or something.
Ridgewood,
like
yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go. Spot out there too. You good call on that.
I hear that's a place to go.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And then La Quinta, they're in the playoffs still. So La Quinta got a win out there. So that's good stuff, man. And I do not see anything on. You said it was a school named Ramona. I can't find them.
What? Your computer only goes to Division 18.
My computer only goes to Downey.
Yeah. No. Keep it up. Keep it up. But no, when we come back, we have a special guest, Coach Anthony. Now, he gonna
guest host with us all day.
Guaranteed. We're gonna have him in there. I gotta talk about great tournament last week. I mean, we got a chance to talk to some of this coaches.
They lost to Coachella Valley, just so you know.
Who did?
Ramon on the team.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
I'm just saying. That's why I couldn't find them, man.
No, I'm fine when I talk about that.
Yeah.
I knew that already.
Yeah. In the words of Brandon Stephen Arrington, they took them L's.
You know what? I could have really done well without you talking about that. cool. I had messing with me this morning.
Downey's still in.
Hey, excuse me. Where you at, man? It ain't where you from. It's where you at.
Right, Viking Nation, baby.
Oh, man, fall back.
Downey Vikings stand up. It's a lot of my classmates out here, man. So I'm just saying.
But no, we got to talk to Coach Anthony. We got a chance to really. I interviewed coaches on the first day we were out there. It was a 2-day tournament last weekend, Veterans Day, and Coach Anthony's been doing a really good job of making sure that we get a chance to celebrate, and it was a well-run tournament. The coach is really excited about playing on that Veterans Day weekend, so we got a chance to get some interviews with them. So we'll talk to Coach Anthony about that. But what I want to talk to him about, because he is our basketball insider,
is USC and their dominance this year.
He's already shut you down on that already. He's already shut you down already. But what we want to talk about is I want to talk about Lonzo Ball.
Yeah.
Because people,
is he still playing?
See, look at you. Just being disrespectful. People are calling him a bust out already. And I keep telling people right now, you look at the top 3 players, the top 5 players right now, he's the only one starting. He's the only one getting real minutes. He is. I want to make sure that we bring Coach Anthony. I want to get his insight on that. And then, we're gonna ask him a little bit about who we need to be looking for.
Well, I tell you, man, I haven't watched the Lakers this much this year, so I'm gonna stay in my lane.
You need to. You need to. I've been. And then we got to talk about a little bit because we got a chance to see this dude Joel Embiid, and when I tell you nasty, this dude, I seen him. We played the Clippers, and I have never seen anybody do DeAndre Jordan like that ever. Honestly, it was like it was bad. It was pretty bad. Like, it was one of those things like, DeAndre, you need to, like, maybe take a couple games off, get you one of them life coaches, have them talk to you a little bit and get your yin back.
Well, I didn't know there was the Clippers team in L.A. I just know about the one in Ontario.
Oh. Okay.
And, our guy is back. My daughter, who is a ball kid for the Agua Caliente Clippers of Ontario.
Agua Caliente!
She's excited because her friend C.J. Williams is coming back.
Yeah, C.J. really good guy.
To the Agua Caliente Clippers.
Between him and Plumlee, I don't know. They're just really they're two of the better guys we've met on the Clippers.
Funny thing is, I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm listening to Rolf Lawler, trying to get pointers and tips. That's my college. So I'm sitting here listening to him, trying to get pointers and tips. And it's like surreal because Evans is taking a free throw.
Right.
And my daughter walks by. It's like, oh, that's Evans. Like, what? So, and my daughter knows the players.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We don't even know the damn players.
Right. We're still trying to put the name. I know that. But they have a closer connection. Isn't that wild how they have a closer connection than we do?
Right.
That's because they're right there with them in the light.
Oh, G. Hollis telling us to take a break.
We gotta go break.
He's like, come on, man. G. Hollis like, come on, man. Y'all killing it, man. So let's take a break.
We got good coffee right now.
There you go. Yeah, it's 8:22. Jesus Christ. Let's take a break, man. Let's do this. You're listening to IE Sports Net, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports 1350.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Pradaxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our Four Seasons sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are back in the great city of Riverside at the iHeartRadio studios. Connected by Boost Mobile, it's IE Sportsnet live on Fox Sports 1350. I am your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know, when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here. You know, I got the call. You know, G. Holla can play the Godfather music or something, you know. Because, you know, Eternal and I had this thing. You know, sometimes we get calls. We don't answer it. You know, we get a lot of calls, you know, and we don't answer the call. When certain people call us, we say, you know, we're going to go ahead and take the call, and we're going to clear the slate. Eternal, how many guests do we have here today?
We ain't got near one, but the man himself who could go in and grab himself a cup of red Kool-Aid out of the refrigerator.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so we cleared the slate because we, you know, high school football is the best time of the year, is playoffs. But we're going to start talking about some college basketball because we've been told by more than one occasion by Coach Romanelli at A.B. Miller that we are football heavy.
We are. And let me tell you something. We was born on the gridiron. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was born on the 50-yard line.
Uh-huh.
You know. But without further ado, let's have this man introduce himself to the Fox Sports 1350 San Bernardino, Riverside County audience. Sir, please do us the courtesy.
Good morning, gentlemen.
I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
You cannot refuse. No, Coach Anthony Nichols, Cali Elite Basketball in the house.
Hey.
You know, before we dig in, what I want to do, I know you didn't have a chance to get there, but I know Eternal got questions. But talk to me about your parents and your team, because I hear that two guys from Fox Sports did something special for your organization in Ontario. They had them come out and enjoy a great family event. I mean, you can go ahead and let them know about that. You know, 85 tickets, was it?
What Kanye said, it's hard to be humble when you're stunting on a jumbotron.
Right. And then, you know, that's the thing about it. You know, I told we can get some tickets for you. I need 85. What? You need how many?
I thought you said you need 5. He said 85.
I didn't say bring the whole city of Moreno Valley. I said just bring Cali Elite.
He was trying to.
I did. I had to cut some people out. Put some respect on my name.
Right.
No, but, man, it was great. Great event, man. Shout out to you guys here at IE Sportsnet and the Agua Caliente Clippers coming in and allowing us to bring our kids out, man, and show some love to the community. The kids had a great time, man, at the game. They was wilding out. having fun, man. The parents did, and most of the 85 were actually with the kids themselves. So
nice.
Yeah, we told the parents they had to stay at home, so we carted them up, put them in vans, and took them out there.
Oh, there you go, man. We saw the picture. It was the Jumbotron. You know, we sitting there doing the game. I told Ed, I said, "Wait, where's Cali Elite?" And Ed said that whole section.
I said they right there. They right there, man. All their kids is up in there. Oh man, let me tell you something.
All by themselves.
All by themselves. Let me tell you something. They had a party up there.
The entire section.
The camera loved them because they stayed on the Jumbotron. I kept telling Coach B was like, you can't keep stopping the game saying there they go on the Jumbotron, right?
Yeah, man, we're doing a live broadcast.
There they go. Yeah. There go T. But as we were talking about, again, we've just had a long-standing relationship with Cali Elite. Just been really doing some wonderful things. You know, often imitated, but they can't. You know, they can't. Like what my guy said, they can't shoot like me. They can't shoot like me. But talk to us about
shots fired.
If you listen.
We'll tell you off the air what that means, Coach.
That's funny.
Real quick, but talk to us about that. You had a tournament last week. And again, this is an annual thing you've been doing over there, and we were just honored to continue the relationship. But talk to us about that spectacular tournament you got last weekend.
So again, we are continuing to grow. This is we're going into our 6th season as a program here, and really, again, the reason why we started our program is to really provide an outlet for kids in the city of Moreno Valley, which now has expanded into the city of Moreno Valley, Riverside, Paris, Beaumont, Grand Terrace, all of really the Inland Empire in the middle here that we take over and provide an outlet for the kids. We started throwing tournaments probably about 5 years ago to really subsidize our dues base, and they've grown. So our Veterans Day Invitational was our sixth year doing the tournament, and it was a success. We had over 60 teams out at the Get It Done Sports Arena over in Corona.
Great host, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great facility over there. Four courts, well spaced out, and we get what we need to get out of it. But shout out to I got to give some shout outs to my staff, man.
And let me tell you something. I got just real quick, if you don't mind.
He does.
But normally when you do it, you think when you run a tournament, especially with that size, that kind of responsibility, 60 teams, everybody has questions, everybody has stuff. But when you could be out of the state, out of the city, and that thing still rolls without fail, that is special. I mean, because we Coach B and I, we're hands on. We don't play around. But for you to be able to fall out of the city, be out of the state, and that thing still be able to run is just, again, a testament to what you got going on over there. So please, I just want to make sure I mention that.
And so, again, for me, this is about following footsteps that I'm being guided on instead of being able to do them myself. And so I've had an opportunity to get some great people, Nicole Tatum, Teray Devers, and Reggie Caldwell. Those three individuals have really stepped up and taken control of the organization and allowed me to be able to do some things. While I coach, as you all know, I coach at Scale Prep Academy over in Corona as well.
Hey.
We were out in Texas that weekend playing in a JUCO National JUCO Showcase, and I didn't get a chance to make it to the Clipper game, nor did I get a chance to make it to the tournament, and everything went off without a hitch. And they will be running our events. Our next event coming up is our annual Toys for Tot tournament, and they will be there running that event as well, as I'll be in Florida out playing against IMG that weekend.
Oh, wow.
It'll be really fun. So the prep school's doing some big things. Cali Elite's doing some big things, and we're having a lot of fun out there, man. And I couldn't do any of it, man, if the team wasn't back at home holding things down for us.
Indeed.
Yeah, and something like that. Once again, it's IE Sportsnet, Fox Sports 1350 with Coach B and Eternal. And tell us a little bit about the growth of the program. Is this something that you expected? Everyone says, hey, I want to have the best team or the best organization out there. And we said about it, often duplicated, because it's funny. We won't name any names, but it was funny. I was on social media and someone had a sponsored post and it said Toy Drive. And you know what? We started, not to, put too much on it, but we started doing the Toys for Tot thing, I think 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And before that, no one was doing that. And now people are mimicking you. You know, so is that something you expected? I mean, is it because, you know, when Internal and I first started to do IE Sports Now, all we wanted to do was do radio. Now we're the voices of the Agua Caliente Clippers. We're doing all-star games. This is stuff we didn't expect. How's your experience been?
Well, you know, and again, I'll tell you the entire process for Cali Elite has been a blessing. And I'll tell you, you know, one of the things that we talked about in the very beginning of our relationship is Cali Elite stands for Christ Alive Living Inside.
When we was at the chicken joint.
Right. We was at the chicken joint getting the chicken and stuff.
And Eternal didn't eat no chicken.
Right. Speak on it.
So
y'all got vegan wings.
But you know, we were one of the first around here to start putting crosses on our uniforms, and you know, the Christ Alive Living Inside, and really trying to live that, and bringing some kind of spiritual aspect to the day in the life of a basketball player, and trying to teach these kids that the game of basketball, at some point, the ball does stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, it does.
The growth is expected. The growth is expected. I mean, anything that as you go on to kingdom building, you want to grow. I mean, and so the growth is expected. But what I'll tell you is that you know, the growth wouldn't be possible, like I said, without the people there to be able to help us do what we do. We have over 100 kids in our program now.
And you started with one team, right?
Yeah, we started out with one team, and actually that team is a bunch of sophomores now getting ready to hit the varsity stage in a big way in a bunch of high schools across the city, here in Moreno Valley and Riverside. And then we've got our freshman class that is really doing great things. So what I'll say is, out of the first 2 teams that we started with, eight out of those 10 kids are playing varsity basketball or JV basketball as incoming freshmen last year, and all of them are now playing varsity basketball as sophomores this year. And then out of our freshman class this year, 8 out of those 10 guys are either playing, or 7 out of those 10 guys are playing varsity basketball or JV basketball. All of 10 made their teams. You know, we put 4 kids into college last year.
Talk about Brandon, man.
Yeah.
Our MVP. Brandon, right?
Yeah.
Any word on Brandon, our MVP from the Inland Valley Classic?
Brandon's doing all right, man. He's recovering from an injury, unfortunately.
Okay.
But he's doing all right. He's over at RCC rehabbing and putting in the work there, and he's a good kid, man. He's doing a lot of things. And you know, again, like I tell people, you never know when the game of basketball is going to stop bouncing for you. So you really have to figure out what your alternatives are. You know, we tell the kids, you know, not only should you have a plan B, but you should have a plan C, D, E, F. You know, and to make sure that you have those plans in order to be able to do what you need to do.
And speaking on Brandon real quick, I told Brandon, I said he's going to have a career either in some modeling or in some movie stuff real soon. I mean, you know, he's a real good-looking kid. He's doing I see him kind of doing some stuff like that right now, so that's great to see.
When I was playing, I had an injury too. It was hurt feelings, and I never really got over them. You know what I mean? So, but you know, on Cali Elite, when you talk about the team and the kids going on to the next level, is that the ultimate mission? Because even elite means something for you guys, because I know Cali means something. What did ELITE stand for?
ELITE is educating leaders inspired through excellence. So we do SAT, ACT prep with the kids. We take kids on, like we took a bunch of kids to the Omega Leadership Conference at North High School here recently. We'll take them out to USC to the Omega Leadership Conference. Yeah, to USC.
Okay. University of Southern California.
Yeah, man, you almost made him. He
got excited right there.
He had a Denzel
If G Hollow wants to play that music, I know. Ozzy loves the SC.
Yeah. But, you know, we do a lot of stuff, man. We take kids. We take them to the Black College Expo.
Just take it in.
Yeah.
Just take it in.
Yeah.
Just take it in, man.
I can't.
You know, it's an important day today.
I bleed blue and gold. You know, I bleed blue and gold. You know. So, but yeah, no, we take the kids to the Black Leadership conferences. We take them out to the college expos. You know, SAT, ACT prep. We really try to make sure we monitor their grades and we maintain that, you know, all of our kids, I will say 95% of our program carries a 3.0 or better, which is critical for getting
I would have never played for your team.
He can't go.
He can't go.
It's great. I mean, we've got, you know, our kids are performing at all levels, which is really good. And like I tell people, it's a marathon and not a sprint.
Yes.
So I've got kids that are coming in that are performing at the high school level. We've got D'Angelo Fields at Concordia University in Oregon, and he's doing well. And Cleo Kane, freshman. Both of those two guys are freshmen.
Cleo, good
Kane
kid.
From Grand Terrace High School.
Yes,
Cleo's up at Hawaii Hilo. Which is great, and both of those guys are getting good run. We've got Malik Grant up at Victor Valley College, doing his thing there. And so we've got kids at the next level and performing. And, the reality is what I tell people is basketball is a vehicle. So we got to be able to use that vehicle to be able to sustain the things that we need to get out of what we need to get. And if it can provide an education, great. If it allows us a possibility to expand into a career, not only playing the game, but, we've got to get more of us owning things and taking charge and starting to understand how the things work from a media aspect to a organizational aspect, to a training aspect, to all different types of things. So it's just opening the kids' eyes. We don't just have to be athletes and rappers and entertainers. We can actually do more than that. And so we try to provide them with the tools to be able to make such.
Okay, that's good because I was not an athlete.
Yeah, and you okay. Well, we'll talk off air about that.
Brian the second is, but not the first.
You got Junior out there. Real quick, so we're gonna come back. If you can stay and hang out with us, I want to ask you a couple of quick questions. I got to ask you about because in the news.
About USC basketball?
No.
The 10th ranked team in the nation?
I want to talk.
Telling you, nobody cares about
it. Just the people who are doing the rankings.
So I want to talk about, when we come back, we're going to talk about the Ball family because I want to talk about.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. I want to talk to you. I want to get your thoughts on the Lonzo Ball situation.
Is this show heard in Shanghai?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I digress.
And then I want to talk to you about the handling of the three guys that got caught.
Stay in your lane.
Got caught stealing. They were doing a little stealing.
Allegedly.
I was about to say. Excuse me.
Allegedly. Correct that.
They were accused.
Yes. Yes. I don't need Big Baller Brand calling me up.
Well, they said that they did something.
Hey, but we say allegedly.
I like that though.
Yeah, allegedly.
Right, because until we hear a gavel,
I don't need Big Baller Brand calling me up.
You're right. Well, and we don't hear no gavel either.
And I'm gonna stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane.
The charges were dropped. That's all I can say.
Right. What my man say? Jigga Kelly. Not guilty.
Right.
So here we go.
So let's do this. You ready to take a break?
Let's do it.
You're listening to IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
Andy Turner. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here. Live on Fox Sports 1350.
Such a vibrant thing. A vibrant thing. Yeah, it's such a vibrant thing. A vibrant thing.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports Authority.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto and Protexxa users. If you or a loved one has taken the blood-thinning drugs Xarelto or Protexxa and suffered an injury or even died, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now. Xarelto and Protexxa have been linked to internal bleeding, strokes, and pulmonary embolisms. If you or a loved one has taken these blood-thinning drugs and have been hospitalized for internal bleeding, you could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Don't be a silent victim. Time is limited to file your claim. Call now for free information and a free consultation. Lines are open 24/7. Call 800-282-8605. That's 800-282-8605. 800-282-8605. You could be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-282-8605 now.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah!
No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to hear more about these great offers from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-973-5533. That's 800-973-5533. Call 800-973-5533 today.
Hello, my name is Officer Richard Guerrero, Vice President of the Fontana Police Officers Association. We're more than just a labor organization. The Fontana Police Officers Association is serious about giving back to our community, particularly to our kids. We found that kids who study, do well in school, volunteer regularly, and participate in sports are less likely to become involved in criminal activity and illicit drug usage. Each year, we provide thousands of dollars in scholarships to local kids, community causes, and we are proud sponsors of the Inland Valley All-Star Classic Series. The Fontana POA and strong community leadership will make way for safer and more prosperous communities.
Score Sports has been a loyal partner in the sports industry for over 40 years. Founded in 1975, Score Sports has always been a family-owned and operated business located in the heart of Southern California. They offer a full line of youth and adult soccer uniforms, accessories, and field equipment, youth and adult basketball uniforms and accessories and equipment. Score Sports can outfit your coaches and league referees as well, and much more. Their dedication and attention to detail has transformed Score Sports into one of the leading sport uniform manufacturers in the United States. Visit their spacious warehouse at 726 East Anaheim Street in Wilmington, or call them today at 800-626-7774. That's 800-626-7774. Or visit them on the web at scoresports.com. That's scoresports.com, at facebook.com/scoresports, or on Twitter and Instagram with the handle Score Sports. That's SCORESPORTS.
Yo, what up? This is Sendog from Cypress Hill. You're listening to me on IE Sportsnet all day long, all day strong, you heard?
Yes, we are live in the great city of Riverside at the
I was hoping you wouldn't make it. me and Coach Anthony was saying, hey, we're gonna make this. He was gonna change the name everything. He was gonna be this Cali Elite Sportsnet. That's what you said he was gonna do.
IE Sportsnet, connected by Boost Mobile on Fox Sports 1350. I'm your host, Eternal.
And I am the one and only Coach B. You know when it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here on Cali Elite Sportsnet. Because that's what Coach Anthony was about to do. You see, you almost gonna make Eddie can't take that.
He's gonna choke. You're killing me over here, man. Real quick, though, as we were saying before we went off air, again, special guest Coach Anthony, Cali Elite. If you guys have been watching sports lately, and we've been really clippered out lately, I must say.
And the next game is next Tuesday?
Yes.
November 21st?
It's going up on a Tuesday.
And they're going to be special hosts there, Brian Arrington and Eddie Talbert. Calling the game.
hey. Yeah, we don't. Those guys I heard.
Ray and them.
Yeah, Ray and them. Yeah, just real nice. Coach Anthony, I want to ask you a basketball question. We've been watching the Lakers, and when you look at Lonzo Ball, I mean, it's generally when you see your star player, you want him to be in the fourth quarter.
You want him to stay in his lane.
You want him to stay in there in the fourth quarter. You want him to be the guy that goes to. But lately, we've noticed that Luka's taking him out. Yeah, and he's been taking Lonzo out.
Strange feelings.
I know you're upset. He's been taking him out of the game, and Lonzo just been like last night struggled. Missed the easy shot in the lane. Has been struggling. What are your thoughts about Lonzo, where he's been at right now, and just what are your thoughts on what the Lakers should do with him?
I love Kuzma.
Yo, yeah, he is the steal of the draft. Hey, hold up. I like them. Let me correct myself. I like them. I like their team.
Well, he had to say,
I like their team.
Contractually.
Yeah. I like their team.
That's why I'm deferring to you.
Yeah, they're good players.
Yes,
they're
good
solid.
players. Wonderful. But in real
I like how you did that.
I will tell you that these guys are way too young in their journey right now to be able to make a determination. I mean, I'll just give you an example. Jason Kidd, as everybody's comparing Lonzo Ball to, in first 15 games, their points, average points, Jason Kidd 9.3, Lonzo Ball 9 points.
Right.
Assists 6.9, 6.9.
Right.
Rebounds 6.2 to Lonzo's 6.6. Steals 2.3 to Lonzo's 1.3. Field goal percentage 33% to Lonzo's 30%. 3-point percentage, which is what everybody's giving him such a hard time about.
Right.
13% for Jason Kidd. 23% for Lonzo. So the reality is, when you look at the numbers and you compare him against the guy that you've been comparing him to, stop beating the kid up. I mean, the reality is he's a kid. Did Coach Anthony do his
research?
Did he not? He didn't play around. The boy I don't know what kind of service he got on his phone.
You know what I'm saying?
I have never been able to.
Messing around.
I ain't been able to pull no stuff on my phone.
Jason Kidd got salty when they compared him to Lonzo.
Well, no, I would too. But because I understand it, because Jason Kidd's feeling like, hold on a second, I'm J Kidd,
right?
And it's like, hold on a second, I'm a champion. But let me take a second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Here's what I'm gonna say though is if you're comparing him to Jason Kidd, nothing, and this is not a knock on Jason Kidd, but if you're comparing him to Jason Kidd and Magic Johnson, and those players, the kid's supposed to be the Laker great. right? And the whole franchise is built around him. And you know, if we're gonna crucify the kid, we're gonna say, you know, right now I don't see a franchise. I see a franchise player that is more like a Derek Fisher kind of kid. Is a long.
Well, Derek Fisher got five.
I got it. And there's nothing wrong with the rings, but again, you're putting this kid on a pedestal like you would put. I mean, again, you know, he's better than Steph Curry.
I think that's because of Buck Johnson. Buck Johnson said he wants to see his number up on the wall.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this,
and we call it Magic.
It's too early. It's too early.
But that was Buck said that.
I'm gonna tell you like this, and here's what I believe is the case.
Man?
Magic went with star power.
Buck,
right? And there's no.
They gotta put bodies in the seats.
I was about to say, and here's the reality is, Kyle Kuzma has really taken that to heart. Right. You can see that dude's playing with a chip on the shoulder. His offensive skill set is bananas. I mean, he got that inside hook shot. He has a three. I mean, you know, just really offensive. I mean, you know, he had a game high last night. Only played 2 quarters. Yeah. You know, I think he had 27 last night. He had a season. I mean, he had a new career high last night, which it's not saying like because he's still really early in his career. But the kid is special. But again, Lonzo Ball. One thing we do know is that there is a reason why I mean, he changed. They said UCLA when he went there for the year he went there. The seating, the attendance of the games went sky high. You just sat there and said how UCLA is a powerhouse basketball team. But this guy went there for 1 year, and it totally changed the dynamics of their attendance.
So I think there's a balance, right? There is a balance between, you know, we're talking about the guy right now. So the reality is the machine is working, right? Because as long as people are talking, people are going to pay the seats. Half of the people in the building are going to pay to see him fail. The other half are going to pay to see him succeed. And this is what I talk about.
And a third to stay in their lane.
Right, and the third are going to stay in their lane, right? So then this is what I talk about the fact that we are the entertainment. We are the entertainment for the people to come in and pay the admission to come in and see. You know, Kuzma's getting some love, man. He dropped 30 last night. I mean, the kid can play. I mean, flat out can play, but there are other guys on that team that can play. Ingram's great. You know, there's solid core group of people there.
We didn't do right on Julius Randle. We didn't do right on him.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Randle's disappeared.
Well,
he's there.
He's there. He got down, but he's turning it.
He wasn't there last night.
No, I'm sorry.
Eternal, are you watching the Lakers?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I read the box score. I read the box score.
Right. But you know what? One thing that I want to talk about, and people always talk about how you had to pick the local kid. You had to pick the local kid. There's a guy that went to Poly years ago, and then he went to UCLA, and he went on to a great career. And the Pacers wanted to pick the local guy. His name was Steve Alford. But the Pacers ended up getting Reggie Miller. Who do you think was the better choice?
Exactly.
So that's the same thing because they say Fox was a better pick.
I think the guy's going to have – listen, Lonzo's going to have a long career in the NBA.
But you didn't like that he turned.
He creates the opportunity for other players to get better. He's got great court vision. He looks up. He forward. He gets the pass up. He basically pushes the floor with his pass instead of his dribble. So he's got a lot of benefit and a lot of value. To me, he's got to get better on the defensive side of the floor.
Yesterday.
Yeah, he's got to get better on the defensive side of the floor to be able to help his team out if he's not going to put up any offensive production. But again, I mean, you look at his assists. I mean, he's averaging 6.3 assists a game or something like that.
And that counts to points. And that's why I tell people all the time, those are points. That's 12 points right there.
And once again, you listen to IE Sports Now, Fox Sports 1350 with Coach B and Eternal. But you know, one thing that people always talk about, and you're an AAU guy. Now, defense, they say that's the curse of the AAU.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so much emphasis.
Ask Randall.
I mean, you look, I mean, Randall had 13 points last night. So
not Randall. I mean, what was the guy we got rid of for Lonzo? Deloading.
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. No defense.
Yeah.
Right.
AAU guy.
I mean, you look at, Lakers score last night was 122 to 113. I mean, the reality is this is the world that we live in. The emphasis is being put on the offensive player and not on the defensive player. But you tell these kids that if they don't play any defense, they won't make it to the next level. And the reality is if I got a kid that can put up 20 points a game on a consistent basis, I don't really care if he plays any defense or not.
Right.
I do.
Right.
I do.
You're the coach.
You know, I care, right? And so, again, I've got to be fundamentally sound. The reason why Kuzma's doing better, I think, is because he's more well-rounded player.
I agree.
The kid plays on both sides of the ball.
Right.
He hustles. But here's the thing is he's got something to lose.
Yes.
and he's playing like it.
Right.
And that's the biggest factor for any guy coming in. I mean, Lonzo's a great guy, but he's already been named the franchise guy.
Already.
So the reality is the Lakers are pot committed on him. They've already invested too much money. If this is a game of poker, I can't bail out now because I'm already pot committed.
Real quick, I don't play poker, so I don't understand the terminology.
I'll set you up next week at my house.
Right. We'll do the thing.
Yeah, bring your money.
Do we have time to talk about USC basketball? But I digress.
My goodness. So real quick, I want to get your thoughts on the accusations, and I'll make sure I'll speak accordingly.
Right. Allegedly,
the accusations
that were dropped.
Yes. And
this guy, Greg Holler,
he's been waiting on it. He said, I've been waiting on it, baby. I've been waiting on you to break it out. I want to get your thoughts on this because
you got to stay in your lane.
I want to get your thoughts on. First thing, you got UCLA. You got UCLA taking players out to China. And it's like they weren't monitored, obviously, and it's like there's thoughts about how do you monitor those kids when they're out there like that, and then they come back, they're suspended indefinitely. There's a lot of stuff going around. What are your thoughts about that situation? I mean, we only got a couple minutes, but just kind of in short term, what are your thoughts about that?
This next statement is my opinion and my opinion alone.
Please, thank you.
Right? It does not impact
please make sure it's not
us. I don't think it's the school's responsibility to monitor them. These are adults. I mean, at the end of the day, these are adults, and I think that they made some mistakes. Are they kids? Yeah, everybody's saying they're kids, and we did some stupid things when we were kids.
Guaranteed.
But it's just certain things, man, that you don't do or won't do in a foreign country. I mean,
right.
And for that matter here, I mean, but at the end of the day, I don't. Probably with some stupid dare or something like that. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. My opinion on it is I think that suspension was appropriate. I think that there has to be choices and consequences.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that the kids are able to recover from it. I hope, that I never want to see anybody, I think everybody deserves a second chance. So I think at some point UCLA will give them an opportunity to come back out and play again. Hopefully it's this season, which is what my feeling is. But at the end of the day, I think it was a stupid mistake. I think that anybody sitting on their high horse saying and they're crucifying these kids should really step back and crucifying these men.
Right.
At the end of the day, should really step back and understand that you're not free of issues either. And so stealing something from your job, like paper or printing off stuff,
right.
Pencils, it's the same. To me, it's all the same, right? If I'm stealing, I'm stealing. So at the end of the day,
they were stealing.
Yeah, and then, I know we pressed up against the clock, but before we go, it's always a pleasure to have Coach Anthony in. Talk about the tournament, the dates, the locations, the times, and how people can sign up so we don't forget.
Right. So the next few tournaments coming up are our Toys for Tot Holiday Showcase. It's our charity event. So if you're looking to donate toys to the
Arrington kids.
Yeah, right, definitely. We last year we were able to fill up a flatbed of toys, which was helpful for the community, and so this year we're looking to do the same thing and really be able to impact a community at a larger base. So for more info on the Toys for Tot Holiday Showcase, which is December 2nd/3. Over in Corona and Grand Terrace area, you can contact me directly at 909-717-7031, or you can visit our website at CaliEliteBasketball.com. Again, that's CaliEliteBasketball.com. If you'd like to donate, you can reach out to us as well. And then just want to give a quick plug for our national MLK event coming up as well. Which is January 13th through the 15th. It's a 3-day event. This will be a national Indy West qualifier, so it's a nationally certified event for those kids to come out and participate. So again, doing big things in our community and helping people out in a major way.
Live the dream. And before we go, I know we pressed up against the clock. G Holla can give me my music from the boys from Troy. Today is a special day. Today is a very important day.
Turn his mic off.
Today is the day that my homeland, Detroit, University of Southern California, we have to defend and bring home the victory bell.
UCLA.
5 o'clock today. Make sure that we keep the victory bell, and we keep the victory bell in cardinal and gold. Sam Darnold and the boys, Let's bring that.
I think.
Let's bring that back.
He's taking that L today.
You should have said Sean Carr and the boys, man.
No, Stephen Carr. Stephen Carr.
Yeah,
he's hurt. I think Stephen. I don't know.
They said he's back.
He back?
Yeah.
Oh, he back.
He cool.
We got this.
He cool.
We got this.
There go T. Okay, and also I want to make sure y'all check us out.
Let's do this.
We'll be live at Citizens Business Bank Arena at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday. Come out
it's
there,
going up.
Come out there, check us out. The Agua Caliente. The Clippers live. On
but before that, make sure you guys fight on. And make sure we bring that victory bell home.
We out
UCLA,
here,
baby.
Let's go with this. So we thank you for listening to IE Sportsnet Connected by Boost Mobile with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, you know the conversation starts and stops here live on Fox Sports 1350.
And Brandy said it's Wrightwood. Wrightwood. Brandy texted me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're listening to IESportsNet.com, the Inland Empire Sports.
You are tuned into the new home for IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. with Coach B.
And Eternal. When it comes to Inland Empire Sports, the conversation starts and stops here.
On Fox Sports Radio 1350 a.m. IE Sportsnet every Saturday morning, 8 a.m.